But what's really cool is that, we might be in a place where I'll get people to do the hot seat exercise, where they'll be in front of the audience for like 30 minutes and just answer questions off the dome. And I'll show them how to make them interesting, because you can't have responses that are too short. You got to elongate your responses a little bit. Pepper them with analogies, with stories. There's two types of stories. There's personal stories and observational stories. Pepper them with statistics. Pepper them with expert opinions. Maybe throw in a quote here and there, some kind of a visual. But your examples have to be in such a place where you're grounding the point from different angles. That's why if you look at Napoleon Hill, he will touch on the same point over and over again, but from a different angle. He'll use a different example to help you wrap your mind around it and actually remember it, right? Because information by itself is useless. Information is not power. Information is not power. Where did that saying come from? Information is power. Information is potential power, right? It's only power when used, right? So, we might do the hot seat exercise. We might do an exercise where I'll have you come up and then you're speaking, and you're speaking without any kind of preparation. So you're just speaking literally off the dome. And sometimes I'll let people speak for like 30 minutes, just like get up there, boom, go for it. For 30 minutes, you're on. So when they have that much time to develop, they get in the pocket a lot. And then at first they're like, oh, I'm not comfortable in the pocket. But when you start spending so much time in the pocket, guess what? You start getting pretty comfortable there. And public speaking and communication and social skills is all about emotional transference. If I could transfer my emotions from me to you, to the audience at home, to the audience here, then I'm doing my job. So if you're transferring the emotion that is like fright fest, guess what? They're going to feel that. If you're nervous, they're going to feel nervous. If you're feeling good, they're going to feel good. So that's what happens when you spend enough time in the pocket. Eventually you start to like loosen up. You start feeling good in the pocket. Then you might notice you're walking into a social gathering, and there's like maybe 10 people, and all of a sudden you start speaking and you're in the pocket just like you were in the class. And you start to notice, oh, before I used to get the heartbeat, or I was overthinking, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where is that? That's gone. Where is it? And you notice that you're feeling good in the pocket out in the real world. It's not just in class. So it's a really, really, really cool effect where we create that identity level shift so that we never have to like prepare any kind of content. I don't prepare any content at all. Never. I never prepare content. I show up and I just start speaking. Whatever comes to me at the moment. I trust the universe is going to just give me something. There's going to be downloads. See, throughout the week, I try to pay attention. I want to be present to the moment. I want to notice things. Notice things that I'm like, wow, that's a cool observation. Maybe look at something in nature. Maybe look at something about myself. Maybe look at some of the mistakes that I made. And then I'll just trust that there's somewhere floating in the ether of my mind. Right? Maybe I'll try to create, where I'm at the gym and I'll listen to a podcast. Why? Because it's about the inflow that's coming in. I need data coming in. But then when I'm out there speaking, that's all outflow. So inflow, outflow. Right? Almost think of it like, you got like one hand pulling you up like this, but then you're the middleman, you're pulling other people up too. So that's why I think you should belong to 3 levels of masterminds. Number 1 is masterminds that are above you. These are masterminds you got to pay for. And I know that was the biggest secret in my life. Paying for masterminds, where it just changed my whole paradox of my whole, what I understood to be real it was like it blew my reality, and it created a new paradigms for me. So that's upper mastermind, that's above you. Then there's mastermind of peers. Peers that, people that we're on the same level. Okay, great. Let's learn from each other. Let's chisel each other. Blind spots, you got them, I got them. Help each other out. And then there's masterminds that are below you. I think you should be a part of those too. And the reason is because you learn a lot by teaching. You learn, if you want to learn information, teach it. When you teach it, you learn it twice. So that's the value of being a part of a mastermind that is, below you. So I think it really does come down to a whole host of different things that we want to incorporate in our life. I call these the 6 human freedoms. There's the mental freedom, having your conscious mind and your subconscious mind going in the same place so there's no conflict. There is the social freedom, where who you are in front of one person should be the same in front of 1,000 people. That's core confidence, not situational confidence. Because a lot of people, they have situational confidence. I'm like this, but as soon as the boss walks in, all of a sudden I turn into a different person. That's not good. And then, then there's physical freedom. And physical freedom to me is whenever you're able to accompany a workout program into your life. I think it's that important. Because Joe Dispenza said it best. He said your personality is comprised out of your personal reality. And if you think about what makes your personal reality, it's nothing but these 6 human freedoms that I'm outlining right now. Napoleon Hill, he talked about the 6 human fears: fear of death, fear of losing a loved one, fear of ill health, fear of poverty, fear of criticism. That's a big one. That's why people don't post them, or a lot of times up and comers, they won't post on social media, or I gotta watch this over and over. I'm not posting. Dude, just post it. Just post it, because you gotta be frequent before you become great. So, fear of criticism. But one day I decided to ask myself, what's the antithesis to this? Because I read that book in 2012. The antithesis to the 6 human fears that Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich, and I came up with the 6 human freedoms. So there's mental freedom, there's social freedom, there's physical freedom. And physical freedom, to me, now these are my freedom statements. I'm not going to push my beliefs on anybody. If you believe something different, that's cool. It's whatever works for you. Because we're not cookie cutter. We're all customized. So design your own optimal methodologies and principles for your own life, right? But test them. Do they work for you? Test them. For me, this is what works. So physical freedom is, I gotta be in the gym. And sometimes I got this weird neck injury. I don't shake people's hands. I don't open jars. I got this robo twist that opens jars for me. But I gotta be in the gym as often as I can. Sometimes I can only do twice a week because I'm at the doctor's office. I got this thing that I'm dealing with. And it ain't going anywhere. It's been a part of me for over 20 years. Acceptance is a part of life, But one day I decided to ask myself, what can I do? So nowadays, I never say I can't do something. I never say I can't. When I got my son with me, Daddy, we're at the park and he's climbing these obstacle courses. They look like spider webs and he's climbing way up there. Daddy, I can't. He's up there. I can't. And I got him saying, never say I can't. Instead, what do we say? What do we say, son? He's like, how can I? That's right. How can you? How can you? What do you got to do? Do you got to shift? You got to sit down? You got to shift? What do you got to do so you can climb that next ledge? And there's always a way. And I truly, truly believe that. There's always a way if you're committed enough. Now, you might not know the way. You might need to recruit people. Recruitment is something that people, business owners, they understand. This is not just an HR activity. You always got to be recruiting. I'm always looking for talent, right? So you got to recruit people so that if you don't know the way, get other people to help you. Because trust me, somebody knows the way. But never say I can't, because then you create that scotoma to where for you can't. That's your reality. You can't. Always say, how can I? who's done this before, who knows more about this topic than me. What can I do could I send them a message? They may not respond, but can I at least do my part? I always say, meet the universe halfway. You do your part. Meet the universe halfway. Listen, this is a public speaking class, so we're here to see. There's two parts of it. Part number one is to have a lot of messages that are designed for self-improvement and self-evolvement. Because we got to speak about something. So let's speak about something that's positive and that will enrich your life. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, we want to work on the skill of public speaking, and that's not done oftentimes in a workshop like this, because it requires more elaborate time investment. We got to break down techniques, we got to do different things. So I designed these classes as like a twofold benefit, where you're getting the public speaking, but you're also getting improvement for your life. And we're talking right now about the 6 human freedoms. We're talking about Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, about that book. You've heard that book before?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great book. And we're just talking about the antithesis that I came up with years ago to the 6 human fears that Napoleon Hill talks about. And I call these the 6 human freedoms. So we were talking about right now about physical freedom. And for me, again, these are my beliefs. Physical freedom is just getting in the gym consistently, having a workout program. And that, by the way, doesn't have to be in the gym. Throughout the pandemic, I was like, hey, can I create, again, I never say I can't, but what do I say? How can I create a gym right here? And my garage is full, can't do the garage gym. How can I create it right here in my bedroom? Well, before you know it, I'm getting this Muay Thai versus Bob looking thing. He's got legs. Got him up there. Now I can beat the crap out of him. Then I got a pull-up bar. Then I found on Amazon one of these what do you call those benches, the incline bench. Then I got the Bowflex that you rotate, so I can have like up to 50 pounds up to. So I'm like, and they don't take up a lot of space. Before you know it, I got the yoga mat. I got a home gym in my bedroom.
No excuses.
No excuses. I got a neck injury. There's a lot of things I can't do in the gym. And there's things that my body prohibit me from doing. But again, what can I do? Not what can't I do. What can I do? Can I do goblet squats with one of the weights? Yes, so the thing is, we got to test everything. It can't be a hypothesis in our mind. We got to get into action, just like the actors.